y'all, welcome back to Neanie's Texas Kitchen. Tonight we're going to make homemade chocolate cake with cream cheese icing. It's real good. Unlike most homemade cakes, it's not heavy and dense. It's real light, fluffy, and moist. So y'all listen up carefully while I tell you what the ingredients are. So first thing we're going to do is set our oven to 350 to let it preheat. Next, for the wet part of the cake, you're going to need 3/4 of a cup of butter or margarine. Then you're going to need 1 2/3 cups of sugar. Okay. First though, beat your butter. Alright, then add your sugar in. So like I said, 1 2/3 cups of white sugar. And then mix that. And I did let my butter get soft, so I let it sit out for a little while. And then you need 3 eggs. Now, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to use my cap trick again, just in case some of y'all like that. Alright. So, now I'm going to mix that together. And then it's going to just be, a mixed up mixture. Now, I'm going to take my flour, cocoa, baking powder, and baking soda. So it is 2 cups of flour for this recipe. Okay. Then you need 2/3 cup of cocoa. Two. It is 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Then you're going to need 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And you need 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, you're going to mix this all up, your dry ingredients. Once you have that combined, you're going to take 1 1/2 cups of water and your dry ingredients. and you alternate. So you add a little bit of dry. Mix that up while you add a little bit of water. Then repeat. Last little bit. Done. Now, I'm going to prepare my 9 by 13 pan. Now you can do two like 8-inch round or 9-inch round if you want to. I just like doing it this way because it's just simpler, and you know, I've been working all day, so I like simpler. So I just spray it down with non-stick cooking spray. And then use your bowl scraper and pour it in there. Looks good already. It didn't even bake yet. When you was a little kid, you wanted to lick them beaters, but as we got older, we learned that you're not supposed to lick beaters when it's got raw egg in it. So don't do that, all right? You ain't gonna be able to enjoy your chocolate cake if you get salmonella poisoning from raw egg. So just be patient and wait until it's time. Then I like to shake it, and then stick it in there to bake. Now I set it for 30 minutes. And when 30 minutes is up, you check it with a toothpick in the center to see if it's clean. You know, the toothpick comes out clean. If it does, then your cake's ready. If it don't, I do it at like 5-minute increments until my toothpick is clean. So some of that's going to depend on how hot your oven cooks. Some people's ovens cooks hotter than others. So we'll check it then, and then once it comes out while it's cooling, then we'll get ready to make our icing. For this cake, you can make a chocolate buttercream, or you can make vanilla, whatever you like. I'm going to make cream cheese frosting because we like it on there because it helps cut a little bit of that chocolate flavor. So when it comes out to cool, we'll make that. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, y'all. So our cake is done, came out, and it was completely ready. So I let it cool for a few minutes. Look how yummy and everything that looks. That's a homemade cake. Now I'm gonna make the cream cheese frosting. I've made frosting like this before when I made my cinnamon rolls. If you haven't watched my cinnamon roll video, you should watch it because it's real good. All right, so you take 8 ounces of cream cheese. Put it in your mixing bowl. Now let it sit out for a little while and soften. And then you take a half of a stick of butter, so 1/4 cup of butter. Alright. Then you mix those up together with your mixer. Until it's creamy, like that. My towel. I always cook with a towel. And then you want 16 ounces of powdered sugar. So you can buy the box that's 16 ounces, or you can buy a 32-ounce bag like I've got and use half of it. Cover it with your hand so that you don't fling it everywhere. And start mixing it a little bit. It's going to be thick at first. I'm flinging it everywhere, just like I knew I would. And then you need a teaspoon of vanilla. And you need a tiny bit of milk. And I mean a tiny bit. Keep your milk though, just in case you gotta add a little bit more. My milk just a little bit at a time because I don't want to get my frosting too runny. Tiny, tiny bit. It might be like 2 or 3 tablespoons worth. If you add too much, then you're going to make your frosting too runny. Some people might like runny frosting, but I like mine just right. Just creamy. Spreads good, but not too thin. And it's done. All right. Rinse it off my fingers. Okay. Then I can put my milk up because I'm done. I don't want no more. I just wanted a tiny bit. Take it, frost your cake up. Don't be stingy with it. Frosting's everybody's favorite part, you know. So make sure you get plenty of it on there. And then spread it over. Whole cake. Nice and even, make it look good. They won't be able to resist. Look at all that. That's a lot of frosting right there. Perfect. Delicious. Done. Now, if you're like me, you can let your husband lick their beaters. And your cake is done. Homemade chocolate cake with cream cheese frosting. Homemade frosting. Much better than the store-bought kind of cream cheese frosting. So I hope y'all enjoyed watching my video making this homemade chocolate cake with homemade cream cheese frosting in Neanie's Texas Kitchen. So if you like this video, please like it, share, and subscribe to my channel. We'll be making more videos later. So watch my other videos too. I got plenty of them. See y'all next time in Neanie's Texas Kitchen.